We're on the prowl.
Welcome back to On the Prowl, our weekly recap show for the weekend in Princeton sports. I'm Kevin Whitaker, executive editor for sports, here with fellow editor Eric Levenson. And we had a pretty big weekend in Princeton sports, especially at Princeton Stadium on Saturday night. The football team finally snapped a long slide.
Yeah, they won 24-21 on the back of a sterling defense and a big running game, actually. Kevin, what did you think about Brian Mills and his 117 yards?
Brian Mills looked pretty fantastic. He was a sophomore. Didn't play in the first game because of injury. Saw some time in the second game. It really sort of broke out against Columbia. As you mentioned, 117 yards. Princeton's first 100-yard rusher since 2009. And he was really just sort of attacking the holes, getting downfield quickly, all those sort of cliches you want to say about your running back. He was doing those, running very well, very physically, and certainly something this Princeton team needs.
And it's their first win in the last 11 games. They had a 10-game losing streak before then, and it's the first Ivy League win of Bob Cerese's Princeton coaching career.
It was certainly a big step for him. He hopes that it won't be the last this season. Princeton, of course, went 1-9 last year, 1-2 now to start the season. And sort of the one negative, if you want to take things out of this game, Princeton did commit 3 turnovers. Could have even been worse. They had 5 fumbles, recovered 3 of them themselves, to go with 1 interception. On the back of a 6-turnover game against Bucknell the week before. Something that Coach Cerese is certainly going to keep an eye on. But pretty much across the board, aside from that, Princeton played very well.
Yeah, one win against Columbia, one of the typical doormats of the league. But still, it's a first Ivy League win, so something for Princeton to take away from.
And Columbia's been much better of late, of course. Columbia throttled Princeton 42-14 in Manhattan last year. That was the first of that 10-game losing streak. And Columbia's been certainly on the upswing, so it's a good win for Princeton.
Also in Princeton sports, the women's volleyball team won on Friday night against Harvard and then Saturday against Dartmouth. Both of them 5-set affairs, and the Princeton won 3-2 in the final 5th set. Kevin, what do you think of performance of Lydia Rudnick and also Catherine Quinn? They're 2 star hitters.
Yeah, those are certainly the 2 top players. Rudnick, of course, certainly seems to be back to full strength after that injury that took her out of a couple of those non-conference games. She's one of, if not the top player in the Ivy League, and sort of definitely a good release valve. Princeton always knows they can go to her for a kill when they need it.
And they've had great upperclassmen performances, and they've also seen a few freshmen step up. They had 3 major freshmen, and Catherine Quinn told me after the game on Saturday that she was very proud of both Sarah Hanna and Nicole Kincaid, who both had some. I think Kincaid had the second most kills on the team in the second game. So
this now, as you said, 3 5-set victories to start the season. Princeton starting the year much like it did last year, when Princeton won the first 5 games. 4 of those, I believe, were in 5 sets. So you said head coach Sabrina King, her first season, said she had an interesting reaction to that.
Oh yeah, so I talked to her after the game against Dartmouth, and she said that she was happy that they got the wins, but she actually thought it was terrible that they had to go to 5 games for both those. So she said it was very emotionally and physically straining. So maybe we'll see a little drop off in the next few weeks, but the volleyball team looks pretty poised to play, and they play at Columbia and Cornell next weekend.
It's fun games for the fans, maybe not so much fun for the coaches. Couple other teams in action. Both soccer teams traveled to Dartmouth. For the men, it was their Ivy League opener, coming off last year's perfect season Ivy League championship. The team had some high hopes. Didn't end so well, did it?
No, they lost 4-1, and the women's team lost 1-0. So, soccer team looking to rebound next week, and they've been playing well, but they just haven't been able to capitalize on a bunch of goals. So
yeah, it seems both teams been out shooting their opponents all the times, but don't have the goals to show for it. They only combined 2 wins from those programs now at this point in the season. Certainly not what either team was hoping for.
So I'm Eric, and this has been Kevin from your weekly On the Prowl. Check back with us next Sunday night, and we'll have another video up.